Hello everyone. Cool. Okay. So, hello everyone. So this particular session would be a continuation, or you can say a part two of our Pivot Boss webinar, right? Okay, got it. Yeah. So today we will see, first of all, in the previous session, we saw that uh, this particular thing, intraday views, intraday views, then you can segregate them into EOD analysis, right? Then you can just use simple techniques or simple relationships of CPR to decode the market trend or particular script trend. And moving forward, today we will talk about how you can just like pick up scripts from nearwhere bottoms, and mostly you can just see that how this particular positional things or swing things can help you with the perspective of pivots. So we will see this thing here. I will just share my screen in about 10 seconds. So just confirm once you can once you're able to view my screen. Okay, are you able to see my screen now? Can you see a chart here? Okay, cool. Okay, so let's start with today's session, which is gonna be about typically gonna be about how you can carry out your swing, or you can say even positional trades. Okay, so we will see this thing through a method called stop hunt, or you can say through a process or through a setup which is called stop hunt, right? So just let me type this here for a good intro. So today what we are discussing about. Good. So as you can see the screen here, on my screen, you can see a message that is today's session will be on an advanced pivot setup called as stop hunt setup. Okay, we will see uh, we will see how you can just take trades according to this particular setup. What is actually this particular setup? Correct. How it is being like formulated, how you can use it to your optimum use. Correct. And most important thing is how you can just pick up scripts and even decode sector rotations based on this particular thing. Okay. So this is our first topic. Now let's talk about, starting with this particular session, let's talk about what is actually stop hunt about, right? So stop hunt is nothing but price extension.
Ah,
Correct. Please mute yourself. Okay. So stop and setup is a formulation of previous 2 days price extensions. Okay, just a minute. I'll keep that. Okay, so I was saying stop and setup is a formulation of previous 2 days price extensions. Okay, what is the meaning of this? You will see this thing uh, with the upcoming webinar topics, right? So this is a formulation of previous 2 days price extensions. So the extensions which include here are generally 25%, okay, 50%, 75%, okay, and then 100% max. We can even add in, go on adding like 125, 150 uh, based on multiples of 25. But generally, we need only this particular thing, right? You generally don't tend to like stretch it more. Okay, so this is uh, this is what we are going to talk about today. Now, this is a formulation of stop and setup. Simple, and if you want a deep knowledge of this particular setup, how it is formulated, how it is calculated, how it is like forming up in your what do you say, your in the form of indicators, right? You can just go on to the PivotBoss video materials, right? In PivotBoss video material, you will have to segregate yourself into PivotBoss masterclass. Okay, there you will find a PDF which is by the name professional price levels. Okay, I will just give this PDF in the group too, and to the admin too, so you can just contact in case you want a deep knowledge about this thing, right? So everything is there in the book, so we'll not go in deep into that. We will just straight away look at what is actually the setup, how you can formulate that particular thing, and how you can use it with your other setups for swing or position trades. But remember one thing, this is also good for intraday. Okay, but we will use this thing particularly for your what do you say, positional or swing trades, correct? So coming back to our next series or next set of discussion. Okay, I hope this is clear to everyone. I will just remove this everything. Okay, technically when I say that Stockholm is particularly a setup of price extensions, okay, there has to be a range. And what is that range? That range is actually your previous 2 days range. Okay, generally we have you can just find this particular setup everywhere across in FTU group or even on Telegram channels, right? You can easily get that particular thing. So here is particularly your stop hunt. So what are the basic fundamentals of your stop hunt? Correct. Let's talk about the setup first. I will just switch on the labels here. Okay, you can see this thing here in on your screen. So what are the basic criteria for stop hunt? Basically, for stop hunt, first and foremost, okay, first and foremost. See, so first, what do you need for stop line is you should ideally use idle TF to be used is 1 hour. ब्रैकेट में मैं in minutes भी लिख देता हूँ, that is 60 minutes, right? Minutes, right? Second, we have a condition. Now, these you can consider these to be some rules of stopping or some ideal conditions where you can ultimately fulfill things or fulfill your requirements and then only take a particular entry into that particular trade, right? We will discuss about that. So technically, Stoppant has, you can say, 3 setups. Okay. Generally, the book will not say this thing, but according to the experience, or you can say uh, various permutation combinations, we can just segregate Stoppant into 3 different setups, right? So I will denote Stoppant by SH. Okay, HS setup uh, has three sub setups, right? First being low risk setup, right? Second is basic confirmation setup, or you can say CPR confirmation setup. CPR confirmation setup, correct? And third, what you can say is basically you can name it as what should we name? Uh, like ultimate reversal, or let's say reversal setup. Okay. So these are kind of 3 setups, but mind it, this is for riskers, only for riskers. Okay. Not for safe players. Safe players will include only these 2 particular setups. Correct. Now, generally, what are the rules? Basic rules. So SH basically has in general 3 rules, 3 basic rules, right? First, your script, whichever script or even index you are choosing, right? Script must be okay. So here, for now, in this session, we will only look for buying. Okay, only for buying, not for selling. So our basic first rule is look scripts in 1 hour, which are almost in a downtrend. Okay, you can see from uh, past 2 days. Okay, that's the first rule. Second, uh, the script selected should have at least 2 descending CPRs. Okay, 2 or 3. It depends upon how you will experience things. So let me put it 2 or 3. Once you are good with this particular, or you get a hang of particular stop hunt, then you can just move it to your particular convenience, correct? But for time being, we will just look into this particular thing. The script selected should have at least 2 or 3 descending CPRs, correct? And the last rule which you will see is reversals on SH, which is support extensions, that is extensions, okay, on reversals on bracket में हम write it as S25, S50, S75. Okay, we will look till here. Is more strong if it forms uh, like multiple dojis. Okay, multiple doji, or you can say hammer. Okay, so if you kind of find these, or engulfings, even engulfing can be good. Engulfing candles. Okay, it's more strong if it forms. So these are particularly 3 general basic rules which you have to keep this thing in mind. Correct. So anyone of you who is willing to like keep a note of this thing can just generally pick up a screenshot of this particular. Okay, you can just screenshot or recording with OSI as well. So these are some general rules. Correct. So let me copy this. Right, guys. So now let's technically move towards this particular thing. अब हम देखते हैं, let's start with Nifty only. Okay, तो Nifty में actually हुआ क्या? Nifty आपने देखा होगा, Nifty is falling. Correct. So let's check it on basically 1 hour. Okay, and let's see if there are some rules coming into our graphs. So currently अगर आप देखें, the Nifty is trading on the upper band of stop loss, right? That is resistance band, and that's already crossed. So we will just move into a higher stop and time frame just to check if there is any confidence left. Okay. Now here is a basic one more rule. Whenever you are checking it on a daily time frame, you would check it with the number of days too, right? But whenever you go any time frame or any stop and resolution above daily, that is weekly, monthly, quarterly, yearly, right? You will use the period as 1. Okay, because if you use 2, then it will take a range of extension range of at least 2 weeks, which is very volatile. You would not get good entries, correct? So keep that thing in mind. So let's see on weekly if there is some action happening on weekly. So if you see this thing here, ये देखिए, हमारा first condition is somewhere what I see here. Okay, Nifty is down since 2 days, right? Here you can see Nifty is down from 2 days. Okay. Now, if you see, इधर क्या हुआ? Second rule, हम CPR चेक करेंगे. इसके daily CPR चेक करते हैं कि are they in a form of descending CPRs? if you see इधर क्या है, you can also check for weekly also if you want. For your simplicity अगर हम weekly देख रहे हैं or just you guys to understand, आप इसको weekly पे ही रख के check कर सकते हैं, right? तो आपने इधर देखा what happened here, it is in a downtrend. ये निफ्टी जो था वो डाउन ट्रेंड में है previous 2 days. first rule fulfilled. okay, second rule क्या है हमारा, at least it should have 2 or 3 descending CPRs. so इधर आप देख रहे होंगे इसके 2 form of lower CPR या descending CPRs, right? And this is the third one. Current also is downwards. okay, so at least 2. so 1 2 3, we have 3. perfect. okay, now what does the rule 3 says for looking any kind of reversals? okay, either we will look first. now you see the script or index was not able to take down this particular, okay, वो S25 से नीचे आए नहीं, इधर से एक sharp bounce हो गया. if you see the low here, what is the low here? 72.40. मतलब उसने इस पर टच भी नहीं किया and it just gave a sharp bounce before this. so now as we have completed this particular week, this particular thing will change on Monday, right? Monday को ये extensions change हो जाएंगे. So accordingly we will see what are the new extensions and we can trade according to that. But for example or for hypothetical example, ठीक है, अगर हमें चाहिए होता कि if you wanted to say that if this were the standard extensions, ठीक है, तो हमारा proper entry setup क्या होता? प्राइस को हम वेट करते नीचे आने के लिए, S25 तोड़ता, ठीक है, S50, ठीक है, इधर तक हम वेट करते फॉर अ फर्स्ट एंट्री. अगर इधर कोई इसने एनी काइंड ऑफ रिवर्सल सेटअप बनाया होता, एनी काइंड ऑफ रिवर्सल सेटअप इफ इट वाज फॉर्मिंग हियर, ओके, एट S50 in the form of hammer, doji and gulfing candles, then technically your entry, okay, your entry would have been here. This would have been your entry. I will just use different colors. This one would be your entry. Stop loss is simple. जहां से आपने entry लिया है और whichever support extension you have taken an entry at, the previous support extension would be your stop loss. Okay, and stop loss, remember, would always be on closing basis. ऐसा नहीं है कि this will not be a case like if you are breaking, the price is breaking this particular extension, that is 16,371.05. okay, that is 16,371. if it breaks, you just have to exit the particular trade. No, okay, if you have taken an entry here, unless and until any 1 hour candle closes below this particular level, okay, then only you will exit this particular thing. That is one. okay, second, let's say price comes down, तो stop loss आपका किधर हो जाएगा? Stop loss would be this particular level. I will mark it as red. okay, and what will be your target? Ultimate target can be this particular. अगर आपने entry लिया, तो ultimate target आपका first target R25. ultimate मतलब up till R50 you are safe, but initial booking should be done at R25 and then R50. okay, now ये तो मैंने बात किया simple से stop entry, that how you can spot out entries. ठीक है, now we'll look for particular setups. So what is first your low risk setup? okay, we will talk about what is your low risk setup. so I want you guys to आप ही कोई स्क्रिप्ट बताइए which is like down from previous 2 or 3 days, continuous down. just tell me any one script.
Reliance.
Reliance was not down.
Last 2 days down. Yesterday also it was down.
okay, chalo Reliance ही देख लेते हैं. Reliance will see if it is giving you some kind of entry on stop. Okay, so this was weekly. So firstly, we'll change this thing to daily because we want even work on daily, right? Daily में two डाला. See, so let's check if it is following all the conditions here. So look, stock, what it did, इधर ये क्या कर रहा है? If you see, it is forming like some kind of doji candle. Okay, you can say at least a doji, candle. Now, ये तो आपका खाली this is only for your this particular convenience. This can come more down. Okay, seeing the basic structure. If I just connect a trend line. I'm not measuring it, but just the journal trend line, 2 points, any 2 points I'm connecting. Okay, this is already has taken a down move here. Okay, already has taken a down move here. If you want basic structure, अगर आपको price action में include करना है in these 2 points. So these are this particular thing has taken a closing below this thing. ठीक है? So now, अगर आप खाली price actions देखें, so technically you will not enter the script unless and until it goes back into the chart, right? Correct. But what you can do with stop and here is you are seeing the price at stop and now we will check the conditions first. इसका condition देखेंगे as in we are checking daily, so we'll check daily CPRs. Daily में देखते हैं. So you yourself only can see that this is the current CPR. इसके नीचे क्या था? 1, 2. Ascending CPRs. So this is not fulfilling the condition. Okay. This might tend to indicate that this script might go or do one more round of downside, or this is not like the perfect script for a reversal setup. Correct. Moving on further, we will also see that how you can filter out script on the basis of screener scanners. Okay, but for now it is very important to train your eyes, because if you go wrong in the basic rules, then you might also end up taking losses, but the loss would be limited. That is one good thing. But when I say that this particular setup is capable of picking up temporary bottoms, right, or near where bottoms, then why you have to give a particular stop loss to the market when you can keep your risk low and you can get much more higher returns, right? At least you can even aim for like 1:5, 1:10, 1:15 also, right? Our personal trades, which we had taken in the past, our highest RR was according to this setup. If you see, then see, RRs are generally, you can say, something very controversial topics, because it depends on what kind of entry and stop loss you are considering, okay, and what kind of target you are considering. So it might be different. Agar for, let's say, suppose someone might say that I entered here, okay, kept a stop loss here, okay. So what was the stop loss? Around 12 points, 2400 entry, 12 points ka stop loss, and then he will just count in multiples of 12, right? For, let's say, someone entered here, okay, and he kept a stop loss, or let's say price came till here, okay. Someone said that no, I will keep this particular stop loss just to be safe, okay. So this is 76, okay, and this is somewhere you can say 46. Consider that 30 points for stop loss. So for this particular thing, every 30-point move will give you 1:1, 1:2. Okay. So obviously that would differ by your one. This guy who has taken a 30-point stop loss. Okay, he's 1:1 would be like you can say 1:3 roughly for this particular guy who has taken an entry based on this particular thing. Okay, entry, stop loss. that's 30-point stop loss guy who is earning 1:1. Okay, the same range would be 1:3 for your first guy who has taken 12 rupees stop loss. So these acts as controversial. So we will not go in deep into that. We'll just see how you can place entries, stop loss, and targets. Okay. So now we will come to our first setup, which is low risk setup. Correct. So what does your low risk matlab kya? Low risk is simply by the term you can say that your stop loss would be minimum, okay, but your uh, probability of targets, okay, or you can say the amount of targets or extensions of targets would be higher. At least you can say uh, if you count in range of or in multiple of stop loss, then you can even go till 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 x, right? So I'm talking about in multiples of stop loss. मतलब जो भी आप stop loss consider करेंगे. For example, अगर इस केस में हमारी एंट्री इधर होती तो next extension stop loss हो जाता, ठीक है? 88.76. So again, like a 12 rupees stop loss. Okay. Then every 12 points, you would just like gain 1x, 2x, 3x of your deployed capital or whatever the ratio you are considering, right? So your first setup will consider basic 3 rules, or you can say some basic guidelines, correct? Talking about the first setup. Hmm, okay, got it, guys. Talking about the first setup, see, this is like you can also call it as a oversold setup, okay, or low risk setup. Here, what you can do is you can just take a help of RSI. Okay, RSI का help ले सकते हो. And if your alignment is coming with RSI also, by that what I mean is, look, for example, this was one entry. ये आपका RSI oversold region में है, इधर आपका एक oversold region में है, this particular thing. Then और किधर है? Up till now this, then it was year 2. Okay. This is year 2. See, अभी let's check कि ये oversold setup में पहले तो हो क्या है. This is something like a oversold setup. That is by the name. Now, ideal time frame for this also would be 1 hour. As I said, you will always check this on 1 hour. Okay. Second point to keep this keep particular things in mind is at least the basic rule, at least 2 or 3 descending CPR should be present. Okay. Second, that is your second thing. Third, identify the stock which is like let's say if it has continuous 2 days of downtrend, okay, then on the current day, if the stock is coming and hitting, let's say suppose what I am trying to say here is, see, let's say suppose if this was the condition, ठीक है, ये दो चीजें हैं आपके पास, ये 2 दिन से गिर रहा है, ठीक है, हमें एंट्री ये डे पे लेनी है, let's say suppose, okay, so according to this setup, अगर stock comes around, it opens here, okay, comes down till 100%, yes, 75%, okay, breaks it, but closes, it gives your closing above this thing, above 100%, then your oversold setup or setup 1 would be active. Simple. Okay. What you will do, you will only wait for an entry at S75 or S50, whichever is showing your entry. How you will take an entry? That is basic third rule. You will spot for any dojis, hammers, engulfing candles. Correct? अभी इधर जो setup बन नहीं रहा है, I am just telling you by an example. Correct? So इधर अगर ऐसा कुछ हो रहा है, थर्ड डे या करंट डे, ऐसा कुछ आपके सारे रूल्स फुलफिल होने के बाद, लास्ट रूल इज अगर वो 100% 100% सपोर्ट के नीचे जा रहा है बट बंद उसके ऊपर हो रहा है, then it is like going into a oversold setup. And if it comes in alignment with RSI going into oversold region 2, then definitely you can just go in with your like swing positions, right? Because the risk which would be involved is too low. If I say that you are getting an entry at 75, let's say it's the 75 पे कोई hammer या engulfing बनाया, ठीक है? You took this particular entry here at, let's say suppose 2416. So what would be your stop loss? Stop loss would be 2402. Hardly how many points? 14 points, or let's say around, अगर आपको round figure पकड़ना है 15 करना, right? But that 15 points, please mute your mic, sir. That that 15 points का जो stop loss है, your stop loss is too low, but what is your ideal target? अगर same day अगर हम consider करें तो what would be your ideal target here? देखिए 2533, 2548. Okay, how much would be your almost 4%? अगर same day ऐसा कुछ move आ रहा है तो, right? As it is when we are talking about positional trades, then obviously we have to wait for at least 1 2 or even like a week. Sorry, swing trades, okay? Positional may it can go couple of weeks, but that also depends upon what time frame or what resolution of stop and you are using, right? Here we are using daily resolution stop and, so generally hum kali we will just consider our holding to be around max to max 1 week, ठीक है? By that time अगर आपका R25 उससे पहले आ रहा है, then you can just book partial and trail for rest of the targets. But between R25 and R50 you should book your targets. That is certainly advisable, but you can trail it according to your particular setups or additional things which you can, if you can spot out anything, right? So this was a general thing. So now let's look if you're finding some setup here. Okay, देखते Reliance में कुछ मिल रहा है क्या? See, this I have to spot because we are not seeing like if we have some current, what do you say, current script in your buying range, ठीक है? वो if I open scanners and screeners, then it will be easy. But अभी के लिए we will just spot confluences. Let's say HUL. Okay, so right now I cannot spot anything here, but we will look according to the screeners and scanners because this is very difficult to spot out. But see, for example, ये देखिए here, this is a good example. Look, perfect example I found. This is a kind of oversold setup. Here देखिए, I will mark everything from starting. So look, as you can see, we have 1 2, at least 2. Okay, at least 2 or 3. Third one is also disconnected. So what happened here is, if I zoom in, ये देखिए, I'll mark this thing here. See how beautiful is this setup. ये देखिए, it is into oversold zone, correct? RSI oversold zone में है, right? I have taken as 70 and 30. So below 30 I consider it to be oversold. So ये देखिए, ये below 30 है oversold RSI. And also if you see, this thing here, candle, okay, a particular candle, and your RSI. Align this RSI. RSI भी आप देखिए, RSI2 is also. So what kind of entry we are getting there? This setup is particularly your oversold setup or low risk entry setup. ये देखिए, it tried to go down below S100, okay, but eventually closed up. So now, according to the setup which I told you, where would be your entry? You would spot entries at 75, S75 or S50. Okay. This, if you see, what is this? A kind of hammer. I said that reversals can be more strong if you find these kind of reversal candlestick patterns, right? So ultimately, you found a hammer-like candle here. Okay, hammer-like candle. So ideally, अगर आपको ऐसा कुछ मिल रहा है, ठीक है, what you can do is you can just place or you can just enter here, because you will know by the time it is closing, ठीक है, you will know that how it is closing, ठीक है. अगर आप लास्ट के 1-2 मिनट में भी देखें, then also you will be able to spot out that it might close as a hammer, ठीक है. And if the next candle is going above this particular high, you can just simply take an entry here at S75, और ये कैंडल के हाई पे ले सकते हैं immediately when the next candle kicks in. Okay, if you want a confirmation. What would be your stop loss? Stop loss simply would be S100. Okay, entry, stop loss, target is R25. So you see, let me mark horizontal line at our entry, okay, with the green, horizontal line closing basis for stop loss, okay, and target के लिए I will use a blue line, that is this particular thing. See, remember one thing, the previous extensions, that is previous 2 days, मतलब अगर ये आज आप देख रहे हैं, तो this is a derivation of previous 2 days. So previous 2 days के extensions भी valid targets हैं. Okay, ultimate target R25 ये था, which is shifted down now. So current day का अगर आप पकड़ो तो इधर आ रहा है, but ultimately it shifted down. You see the shift down, right? You see the shift down, and this thing getting its first target on this particular day. Okay, this particular day. अगर आप देखो, तो अगर मैं इसको भी मेरा टारगेट पकड़ लूँ, ultimately my target was here. Depending upon this, my target was here. ठीक है. Second day जब मैंने एंट्री लिया है तो मेरा टारगेट ऑब्वियसली यही होगा. ओके, सेकेंड डे व्हाट हैपेंड, माय टारगेट शिफ्टेड हियर. ओके, माय टारगेट शिफ्टेड हियर. थर्ड डे व्हाट हैपेंड, माय टारगेट शिफ्टेड हियर. ओके, सो अभी आपको पता है, सी यू कैन इम्प्रोवाइज वन थिंग हियर इज, इधर योर टारगेट इज शिफ्टिंग, अनलेस एंड अनटिल देन आपका टारगेट नहीं आया, बट यू सी डिसेंडिंग सीपीआरस के बाद एक डिसेंडिंग हुआ, and this is now forming something like a reversal setup in the form of CPS, right? अगर आप देखें ये भी डोजी था, almost sorry hammer, okay, and if I zoom this thing, perfect आपकी एक entry भी बन रही है on the same note, okay, same type of entry, stop loss, target, ठीक है. In this cases when I say, जब मैं बोल रहा था कि you should eventually book your targets here, okay, why I was saying, because see, if you suppose अगर ये कैंडल इधर आ जाता, ठीक है, you must have booked it, okay, और इधर आ जाता you must have booked it, but you see what happens next, ठीक है, it might go down, it might go up, ठीक है, अगर up होता तो it might remain incomplete, ठीक है, हल्का सा टारगेट उधर तक जाता या प्राइस उधर तक जाता, but it would not be able to fulfill your particular target area, and it would just reverse down. So it's better to book at R25 or R50 Okay, whichever is like giving you a good RR. So here अगर हम RR के terms में देखें, right? If I show you this thing in terms of RR, if you had taken a trade here, okay, and let's say आपका target area ये था, right? And your stop loss was this particular thing. What's the RR here? Check this thing out. 1:4, and you are at least getting 2%. Worry free 2% in, you can say, आपका कितने days? 1, 2, third day hit. So almost within, you can say, we have at least 6 hours of trading time in Indian markets. So within 12 hours, 12 to 15 hours, I will consider. Within 12 to 15 hours, you are gaining 2% on your overall capital, and that too on swing. Okay, but now let's talk about हमने entry stop loss की तो बात कर ली. How would you trail your particular exit? ठीक है? How to trail your exit? This is very important here, because you can see target went इधर भी गया था. Okay. Eventually हमारा जो ये क्या बोलते हैं ultimate exit होता, वो actually इधर होता. So our actual RR or our actual gain would be like more मतलब 1:5 का RR हो जाता. That would be like 2.5% roughly. Okay, that too in a falling market. Remember this. Nifty is falling, but this has given you 2%, or even more than that if you wanted it to be. अगर आप देखें तो max से गया है around 3.6%. Okay, but we'll see where and how we'll book it. Okay, ये देखिए. So now talking about trailing, when you see the structure here now, CPRs were descending. Either it stopped, rejection up, rejection up, rejection up. Next day it was an ascending CPR, correct? And price took a support and now is moving. So now, unless and until your CPR is taken out, see where it is taken out and where it is exactly, ये देखिए, between R25 R50 में ही CPR है. So this is very strong resistance. Okay, you see what happened on third. It was not able to sustain, pull back. Either say R50, it was like showing you some weakness, okay, in the form of multiple dojis. I said that any kind of reversal on stop win is more strong when you spot multiple dojis or multiple uh, not multiple engulfing candles, hammer, or multiple dojis. So these are kind of multiple dojis, a hammer or inverted hammer, right? But you can consider like form of dojis. ठीक है? जैसे कि इधर था dojis. If you see this thing here, multiple dojis, 1, 2, 3, correct? Hammers, extreme reversals. So this is indicating that now you have a strong area of resistance, correct? And now you can just, if the resistance continues, you can just switch it down. You can move downwards. So ultimately where you will book is until and unless any following or subsequent CPR ka BC is taken out or gives you a closing below that BC. Okay, until then you can trade your particular positions, correct? So ultimately you would have closed this in this particular candle. आपका position इधर close हो चुका होता, right? Around 2360, because it is already giving you a closing. Okay, so this was ultimately how you can trade HUL on a low risk setup, correct? Now let's talk about the second setup. See, you should take a trade whenever you get this type of setups, because अब देखिए stop loss कितना low था. How small was the stop loss? Around, you can say, 98, 89. Only 9 points, right? But how much point you achieved? Look here. How much points you gained? Have a look. Almost we closed here. Almost 55 points, right? Stop loss of 9. and gain of 55 points roughly. So you can imagine the amount of percentage or amount of percentage returns you can earn just by putting in some uh, low risk entry and with a greater form of what do you say, a greater form of returns. Okay, if you are a price action trader, then you must have known that this also is kind of a reversal setup. Or even if you are not a price action trader, if you have studied pivots, you must know that this particular or this kind of setup is called as extreme reversal setup. Okay, or whatever you might term it to be. ये देखिए, this thing it took out. You can even exit this thing here अगर you are experienced with your price, because as it is ये डे का भी आप देखिए R50 टच हो चुका है, R50 के बाद एक रिवर्सल आ रहा है and then it is going on falling, right? So this is like something a sell setup, but we will not talk about sell. We will only talk about buy because that's where you should be more comfortable. Correct? ऊपर कितना जाएगा स्टॉक, no one knows, right? But नीचे कितना आएगा, everyone knows, but no one is able to catch it. You see the irony here. Everyone knows that actually where can the stock just take rest or reverse exactly, but out of that 100%, only like 1 or 2% are able to catch that particular stock. Rest, rest of the people take entries based on multiple confirmations or once the entire move is done. Correct? So this particular setup will help you be the initiator of the move. Correct? Rather than waiting for a particular move to happen. If you see, you can spot multiple confluences. ये देखिए, अगर मैं आपको इधर बताऊं, then you can just even take a trend line and draw a trend line too. ठीक है? If you just use a trend line, put a trend line here. ये देखिए, trend line traders must have traded this thing here on this particular breakout. Okay, ये breakout और फिर इसको retest के लिए भी wait करते हैं. Breakout and then retest अगर हो रहा ना तो, in case if it was happening, right, then they would have like breakout and then retest के लिए भी wait करते on the CPR, then again they would have taken an entry and target. Okay, but you are getting an entry at extreme bottom. You see why I said that this particular entry or this particular setup can pick up extreme bottoms or almost bottoms, swing bottoms, right? You see, this is a bottom. This is again a bottom which is being fetched by your stop hunt. ये देखिए, this is again an entry at the same level, and then your target is being given at R50 down. Okay, so this is a kind of you can say outside sorry, low risk setup. Okay, so the next setup will be your CPR based setup. Okay, that we will just observe. Okay, good. So next setup we are going to talk about is CPR setup or CPR confirmation setup, or even you can call that CPR contraction setup. Okay, here things slightly change. How they changes, I will tell you. Okay, now let us consider like some trending scripts. Let me check it quickly. Ports. Trades. Okay, just to save time, does anyone knows any particular script which has gone into a rally based rally pattern? If anyone of you can tell me, it would be easy for us to like spot that script on stop and two. See, beautiful axis. This is also a setup which you can take. Look, one more example because I found it. Let's just discuss this. Okay, look, access. Almost 3 days and fourth day also. What happened? It tried to like open. Okay, it directly 75 के S75 S100 के range में आया. It already opened here, zoomed across, tried to like almost, it was single shot in 1 hour. It was able to like give you target also, almost target, right? But you see the beauty, it came back, gave you entry here, okay, and then again it went to target. You see, so this is also like a good entry. You're seeing this thing, right? Now see, remember guys, one thing, either you don't have to chase the stock, the entry is gone because this is a single candle. It was luck or something like that, because see, market is closed, so we are commenting based on like what you can see already, which has happened, right? It is easy to comment on that, but during live market you would not be able to catch this particular script, many of you. Okay, why? Because you might think that this has given a good breakout, now it can just come, go up, 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 right? But fortunately it came back. Okay, you knew your setup. Please mute your mics. You knew your setup. S75 S100. Okay, इधर आपकी एंट्री थी, इधर आपका स्टॉप लॉस था, टारगेट अगले ही दिन आ गया. If you see again in terms of, if you want to see in terms of RR, please mute your mics, guys. Whoever is. See, what is your RR here standing out to be? R50. RR 1:7, and damn, it's like almost almost you got on this next day, within 1 hour or 2 hours, you got 3 to 4% return. Even you can just trail this thing. देखिए आपका particular exit कब आएगा? If I talk about exit, look here. This particular candle would be your exit point. Why? Because ascending CPRs, it took out this thing here. But what happened? See, multiple dojis. Are you seeing this? Multiple dojis, again a break, and again up move. Correct? So it's okay according to this setup, because you will get many stocks. Okay, you will get many stocks based on this setup. You just have to like go according to the rules and place your bets here. So almost you got 3% here. Sorry, not three, more than that. Okay, yes. So up till this, और अगर आपने इधर ही book कर लिया था according to the setup, then R75 same day you can just, even if you have trailed, almost you have completed 4.225% roughly. Your RR stands out to be 1:8. The beauty is, see the amount of stop loss or the amount of risk you are putting in. Correct? Amount of risk. What is 3 rupees 50 paisa? That is almost around 0.5% risk versus 4.2 4.25% returns. That is too good. Okay, and that too in a blue chip stock. Now imagine this thing in high beta or in certain operators, like operator driven stocks. Correct? What kind of returns you can get? So these are low risk, high target entries. Okay, and you see again, what is this? Almost a swing low. Correct? Almost a swing low, swing high. So ultimately swing bottom. Again, stop and is catching bottoms. Okay, again it is catching bottoms. So the thing is, you will only get multiple stocks, but this things becomes easy when you just have screener scanners in front of you. Okay, Bajaj Finance. I'm just looking out for a second setup if I can get one. Anyone can just help me out in a rally-based rally stock. If anyone knows it, easy to pick up one. Fast. Any one of you who knows it, just unmute and let me know.
Hi Mukul, can you check TCS?
Seems. Was it rally-based rally? No. No. Not sure. Not sure. Are you willing to like generally check this, or you were trying to help out with this particular rally-based rally pattern? Because see, this is like a drop-based rally, right?
Yeah, it was on 29th, it reversed.
Mukul bhai, AB Capital.
AP Capital. Rally-based rally, hai?
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah, we can consider this, but okay, we can consider this. No issues. Example के लिए तो एक बार भी- I will send you the PDF too after this session so that you get a perfect idea of what I'm trying to say. But live example is something which I believe more in rather than talking about things which has already happened, right? Because that is where you might end up trading bold. Okay. So see, okay, what is happening here? Let us analyze this thing quickly first. Okay. There was a rally, then some consolidation. इधर क्या हुआ है? Consolidation happened, okay, and then again a rally. We can pick up this also, okay. What if I say you can just pick up this thing also based on stop? That is like very easy to uh, go with. Either perfectly you are not getting the perfect example, but just to give you a basic idea of what this setup is, I will just take this particular example. Okay. Stock rallied, contracted, and then again up, right? इसमें RSI you don't need RSI. This is purely based on your price and stop and levels. So listen to this very carefully now. This is a CPR contraction pattern, and this works best like you can spot additional breakout, or you can say strong stocks which have the probability, or you can say chances of going more up, correct, even after giving a good move. So as you can see here, it is very evident here that this particular thing went out for a good up move. Okay, you can see this thing here. Let's go by a good flow just to keep things in check, because I see a setup here too. Okay, low risk setup. If you see multiple dojis reversal, and purely you can see previous 2 days, third day, it tried to break the range, closed above, entry you got here, okay, and see stop loss here, closing, immediate move, okay, where how much you can trail this particular thing you can look yourself. Okay, this was a virgin CPR, so in this case, if see, okay, let's go by a proper flow so that you get a good idea. This has first setup too and second also, which we are going to discuss. So I would request that listen to this very carefully, because this might give you some good returns in respective of any kind of market. Okay, because we are searching for scripts, so you can see that even when Nifty, if even the index was going down, this stock will go or go for its target at least, okay, on this particular day or next particular day or in upcoming days. So our first setup, you can see, you can spot this thing here. Okay, ये देखिए what's happening here. this particular thing opened, 2 days, and beautiful. If you see 1, 2, 3 days descending CPR, even 4 days descending. Okay, then what do you get? You get 100%, right? Close above, close above this thing. Entry here, stop loss based on this particular close. Either ये देखिए, अगर you might have a doubt, some people might have a doubt here that this candle also was doing the same thing, correct? It had 2, 3 descending CPRs, okay, and this thing was a stop loss. But if you see, ये candle ऊपर तक close हुआ, but it didn't give you entry. Am I right? It closed above 100%, but it never gave you an entry. Am I right? So there is no chance of hitting a stop loss. First. Second, let's check it based on RSI. RSI was oversold here. It was not oversold in this particular region. Correct? It was oversold here, oversold, going up. Why you got an entry here is because see, multiple dojis, like a scallop. Okay, bullish scallop pattern, scoop pattern, something. Okay. So you see, so these kind of things you have to improvise. Correct? You cannot like say that I got an entry but I hit my stop loss because technically no entry was given. S75 cross in case. In this case, if you see, close near to S75, so immediately on the very next candle, sorry, closing was around 100.6, so somewhere around this thing. Okay, so immediately on the closing only you would have taken an entry because it is above S75. Okay, this as your stop loss. And you see, on the same day it was able to give you almost your target, but achieve नहीं हुआ. So you would wait for your target. Okay, आपका target किधर achieve हो रहा है? Where it is getting achieved? Almost 1, 2, 3, almost here. If you see, as I said, अगर आपका ये करंट डे होता, like suppose you are trailing 1, 2, 3, 4th day, ठीक है? 4th day का previous 2 days क्या है? 1, 2. So these, as I said, these extensions would also be considered as your valid targets, correct? So आप देखिए, सीधा ये खुल गया S100 के ऊपर. So it is indicating very very strong momentum, correct? If you check this thing with volume charts too, ये देखिए, आप बिना देखे ही बता सकते हैं कि why it is like, right? Only by seeing charts you can decode what is happening. Strong volume, it is evident, right? सीधा resistance के ऊपर ही खुल रहा है, 100 के ऊपर खुल रहा है. Obviously it has to be very very strong, correct? So see, इधर खुला, ultimately it went, ultimately इधर. Okay, so might be you might have just इसके closing पे आता, you must, आपका जो टारगेट होता या ट्रेड होता, यू मस्ट हैव क्लोज दिस इनफ, बिकॉज यू शुड रिमेंबर दैट अल्टीमेटली आपका टारगेट तो यही था, बट ये ऑलमोस्ट आपको कितना देगा ये देखो, ये एट अराउंड 215 यू वुड हैव बुक्ड योर प्रॉफिट्स हियर ऑन दिस पर्टिकुलर कैंडल. ये पर्टिकुलर कैंडल पे आप बुक कर लेते, ओके, एंड आफ्टर दैट यू कैन सी व्हाट हैपेंड. नेक्स्ट डे ascending CPR, price नीचे खुला, took a resistance down again. Next day it's happening, but it's okay, you have booked your profits here. So if you see this in terms of RR, ये देखिए, what is the stop loss? Only 0.65 points. Can you imagine this particular, what kind of marvel setup this is? ये देखिए, अगर आपका इधर एग्जिट होता, how much percent? Around 7%. What is your RR? 1:11. अगर आप इधर भी कंसिडर कर लेते, या आप किसी ने इन केस इधर बुक किया 1:11, 12, मैक्स कितना गया था? ये देखिए, 11% इन हाउ मेनी डेज? इधर 1, 2, 3, थर्ड डे, ऑलमोस्ट 2 or 3 days mein you are getting 11% with a stop loss of nothing. Nothing. This is what is a stop loss of 0.65 paise stop loss. Okay. Even if you take like 1,000 quantity, na, so you can just imagine how much is your loss. Even if I trade, let's say suppose with 10,000 quantities, okay, then also how much would be my stop loss, and you can imagine how much would be my target, right? Almost if I trade with 10,000 quantity, then almost above 1 lakh with a stop loss of merely 6,500 rupees, right? And again, not to be like boasting about the setup, but you see, what is this? Swing bottom, almost bottom. Again, for the third time, it is catching bottom, correct? So when I said this setup is capable of catching bottoms, it, the setup does not lie. Okay, and always remember one thing: if you are a pivot follower, pivots never lie, or you can say pivots don't lie because everything is in front of you, right? Ascending trend shift, almost bottom, फिर उसके बाद ट्रेंड ऊपर गया अगेन, ठीक है. नाउ कमिंग टू योर सेकंड सेटअप, अगर you must have, अगर आपको if you were into this particular entry and if you knew the second setup too, you might have, अभी तक आपका अभी तक आपका ये जो पोजीशन है ना चल रहा था, you might not have squared off. I will show you the second setup. See, so the second setup, listen to this again very carefully. Second setup के rules मैं आपको थोड़े बता देता हूँ. This is see, first thing, we will search for uptrending stocks, something like this, or at least which is like uptrending, you can say, for at least like 1 or 2 days, right? They're continuously doing like in an uptrend momentum for past, you can say, 2 or 3 days. You would search that particular stocks. Okay. Now we will wait for a contraction pattern or a CPR, either stop and contraction, or you can say CPR contraction, after a particular move is done and the stock starts consolidate. Okay. Normally जो आप अगर प्राइस एक्शन ट्रेडर है, then that is called a base area. Okay. तो हमको base area में interest है, अगर if we are like getting an entry there. Okay. So we are much more interested in that base area, and we will be very much focused on that particular area only, because that might turn out to be rally based rally. As we are talking about only buying, so the only possible scenario here we can look out is for rally based rally pattern. Okay, because when I say that it is a breakout setup, then obviously it has to go up. It cannot come down. Okay, so only one possible pattern, that is rally based rally. See, now understand one thing. People will catch this thing who are price action traders or demand supply traders will catch this thing based on price or patterns, you can say, not price, also pattern. Okay, once the move is done or they get a confirmation, then only they will enter. But here, if you get a certain set of rules right and in place, you can even catch this particular thing. You see, we catched almost from bottom. Okay, then again this is also capable of catching that particular base and further rally too. Okay, we will discuss this thing now. So what is your first rule? You will see uptrending stocks for at least 2 or 3 days, correct? Second, stock should be like in a momentum. ठीक है, ऐसा नहीं है कि stock is going up 1%, coming down 1% or 2%, and again it goes 3%. ऐसे stocks हमें नहीं चाहिए. Momentum or uptrend means a good upside or a single hand upside or a healthy upside, that is you can say higher high, lower low, higher high, lower low, वैसा कोई pattern बना के अगर जा रहा है, then it is good for you, correct? Because that is a healthy buy on dip script. Okay, so you have to generally look out for that particular script. Second, uh, second point. Okay, अब ये second point में you can also look out for stocks, okay, which are like trending also. Okay, and if or you might also look out for stocks which are just going above the weekly CPR on the day of like Monday or Tuesday, because the weekly CPR formation starts afresh from Monday for that particular week. So अगर Monday को ही वो stock आपका या Tuesday को stock आपका let's say weekly CPR के ऊपर gross in कर गया, okay, if it was a resistance support है, then obviously वो ऊपर नहीं जा सकता, वो support लेगा, ठीक है. So logically, if I'm saying that if it has to be above the weekly CPR, then it has to break that particular CPR as in a form of resistance. Okay, don't worry, you will get a particular PDF too. So, but listen to what I'm saying because I will show you that in chart formation also. Okay, so वो भी हम देखेंगे. Then third, what you have to keep particular point in mind is of like it should make a swing high. Okay, the stock after rallying for around 2 or 3 days, it should make a swing high, or you can say short swing high, and then it should like fall or consolidate. If it is falling, see, अगर stock एक uptrend में जा रहा है and it starts to like consolidate, then our second setup can work. Okay, but if the stock is like going above, forming a swing high and immediately coming down, okay, then it might just eventually go into a first setup. हम उसमें फिर फर्स्ट सेटअप एक्टिवेट करके देखेंगे कि उसमें इफ यू आर एबल टू कैच सम ऑलमोस्ट, इफ यू आर एबल टू कैच द न्यू बॉटम. ओके, अगर ऐसा कोई फॉर्मेशन हो रहा है तो, right? But if the stock has made a swing high and it starts to consolidate for that particular day or for the next day, we'll wait patiently. Okay, we'll let the stock consolidate until and unless it goes down below your base area. Okay, that's the logical thinking which you have to apply because we are searching for rally based value. Okay, then last three CPRs are either consolidating or down. Okay, or you might also say overlapping. Consolidation might means overlapping CPRs. Okay, overlapping है या down जाके फिर up आ रहा है, means your CPR should be in a form of range. What I mean is, let me show you quickly. I'm talking about this thing. Okay, what I mean is, let's say suppose this is your candle. Okay, this is your candle, right? Something like this. Okay. Then this is your swing high, right? Now this tends to be your swing high. Your आज आपका swing high है, आपका swing high बना, right? Now what you have to look out for is consolidation. Obviously, when you will look out for a consolidation, then it will form a range either by a mother candle or series of dojis, or like you can say a volatility squeeze also pattern. ठीक है, जैसे कि ऊपर जा रहा है, नीचे आ रहा है, ऊपर जा रहा है, नीचे आ रहा है, ऊपर जा रहा है, नीचे आ रहा है, ऐसा कुछ एक पैटर्न बनता हुआ दिखेगा. Okay. Something like this ऐसा कुछ कंसोलिडेट करेगा and ultimately it can give you a breakout here, right? So we would be interested in the second setup, we would be interested in this particular range, right? But remember, this is according to the price, what the price action traders learn, okay, or how the demand supply traders learn. But if you are a pivot trader, then you should know that according to us, our base area, how we will spot our base area, we will spot our base area when there is a series of consolidating CPRs or overlapping. Okay, so the CPRs might look like this, ऐसे कुछ आपको दिख सकते हैं, like something like this. एक CPR हो सकता है, ठीक है, Next day CPR would be something like this. This third day CPR would be something like this. Okay, either ये होगा. Fourth day CPR might be like this. Fifth day would be like you can say एक नीचे चला गया, but still it is in a range. Okay, and next day it would be like this. But what happened? Either next day में क्या हुआ? The price after consolidation here either से bounce लिया and now it finally break down. Okay, so we will also try. मतलब when I'm saying that if the price is breaking out here, okay, the price is breaking out from here, we can even catch this particular thing. Okay, through your stop and only. You can always catch this particular thing well in advance that if it is going to break, or you can say if it has a higher probability of breaking. Okay, so technically what will happen now, I will show you this thing. Now you will understand. Good. See what's happening here. Stock had at least 3 days of rally. Okay, swing high बनाया, इधर आपका swing high बन गया. Let me just switch off the stop for swing high आपने देखा इधर बन गया. Okay, then what happened? The stock started to consolidate. See, look here. This is like a mother range now. अगर आप इसको mother candle पकड़ लें, something like a mother candle. ये थोड़ा gap है, so I will just consider this. Okay. So if you see, ये range actually ये range था. अगर आप इसको खाली इधर तक पकड़ेंगे, then definitely you might think that ये range से बाहर चला गया. But if you have learned about blending concept, blending candles, okay, you might just know that this also this area also tends to be of a important significance because ये candle जो है ना वो this is somewhat like this, ये ऐसा कुछ candle, right? This is something like this, just closing here. Ultimately अगर मैं candle को blend कर दूंगा तो ऐसा कुछ ही candle है, this somewhat like this candle. Are you getting me what I'm trying to say? This is like a rally base rally, but in a form of gap. So ideally, this is your lower low, lower range of your candle. Ideally, if you see, this is a Marubozu candle. Sorry, not Marubozu. Like a good bullish momentum candle. Okay, with the upper wick selling target. Correct. Similar to like see patterns कैसे form हो रहे. One candle, same candle, same candle, same candle, same candle, right? And you see the beauty consolidated over up there. That is why I have like marked a line here too, just to show you that if we are able to catch this thing in advance, okay, हम इसको advance में ही catch कर पा रहे क्या using stop and because that's the basic motto of taking this particular webinar, right? So let's see if we are able to catch or not. This was something like a mother range, okay? ये आपका mother range था. This was your mother range, okay? फिर आपका mother range किधर shift हो गया? From this particular thing to now this candle is your mother range. Are you getting? तो ये इसका आप extend भी कर सकते. So this is overall your rally, okay? Swing high, consolidation, and then a break. अब देखते हैं, are we able to catch this particular pattern using our second setup of stop and let's see. Okay, ये हमने पहला अपना stop and डाल दिया अंदर. Okay, चलो before like you might say that ये आप मतलब देखिए मतलब after it has happened then you are telling. So before switching on this particular thing, let me just take a revision, a quick 10-second रिविजन ऑफ आवर पर्टिकुलर रूल्स, ठीक है। तो मैंने क्या बोला था, स्टॉक मस्ट बी अप ट्रेंडिंग, इट इज अप ट्रेंडिंग, राइट। Second, it might form a swing high, it should form a swing high and it should then consolidate, okay, or fall. But if you are looking for the second setup, then our condition is stock might be uptrending for at least 2 3 days. It might just it should form a swing high, okay. Then it might just consolidate. Correct. Now, what was the next condition? Last three CPRs, or you can say uh, last three or more, at least three should be consolidating, right? Consolidating or within the range. So हम ये भी देखेंगे, keep this thing in mind when I switch on the CPRs. Let's see if the CPRs were in this particular range or not. Okay, यही range में थे, हल्का सा ऊपर नीचे हो सकता है, but this should be in this particular range or, ठीक है। ऐसा नहीं है कि एक CPR इधर है, ऐसा कुछ CPR है तो दूसरा CPR इधर है, this is not right. CPRs इधर हो सकते हैं या फिर इधर हो सकते हैं या फिर इधर हो सकते हैं, इधर हो सकते हैं, इधर हो सकते हैं, रेंज में होनी चाहिए, राइट। एंड लास्ट इज, आप एंट्री कैसे लोगे? एंट्री, लेट द स्टॉक कम नियर टू 25% सपोर्ट जोन, ठीक है, एंड ट्रेड बिलो डेली सीपीआर फॉर वैलिडेटिंग योर एंट्री। सो टेक्निकली लास्ट पॉइंट मैंने क्या बोला है, जब भी एक कंट्रैक्शन पैटर्न आपको दिख जाए सीपीआर में, सॉरी स्टॉप हंट में, स्टॉक शुड कम एटलीस्ट टू, यू शुड कहीं पे भी, मतलब ये रीजन जहाँ पे भी हम स्टॉप एंड देखेंगे कहाँ चालू कर रहे हैं, तो आपका एंट्री कब बनेगा? व्हेनेवर फर्स्ट देयर इज अ कंट्रैक्शन इन स्टॉप एंड, सेकंड आपका वो S25 को टच कर रहा है लेकिन क्लोज नीचे नहीं दे रहा, ओके, दैट इज मोर इम्पोर्टेंट। S25 को टच किया, क्लोज नहीं दिया और फिर उसके ऊपर भाग गया, अगर ऐसा कुछ कनेक्शन हो रहा है, then you can just like have half probability of that particular stock forming a rally based rally pattern much in advance, okay. Your higher probability matlab, or you can see the second part of probability would come when that particular price touches your what do you say, 20 S25 support, okay, and also is trading below your daily CPR, okay, for validating entry. I will tell you how. Let's, आपको रूल्स मैंने बता दिए, now let's see। ये आपका स्टॉप एंड आ गया, ये आपका CPR आ गया, okay। So now you can have a look yourself on this particular candle, इधर से एक swing high बना, bro, mute your mic and sing, bro, okay। So see, this particular thing formed a swing high, either swing high form हुआ, then CPRs are in range, ये range में ही है, okay। Now comes your best part, entry part। So entry में मैंने क्या बोला था, stop hard should contract anywhere, swing high के बाद stop hard must contract, so this is a contraction pattern। You see S25 and R25 are almost near to each other, or are very near to each other, so this is called stop and contraction। Similarly in this case, ये contraction, right, this is a contraction again, ठीक है, this is a contraction again, okay। इधर भी आप देखिए, रैली बेस रैली, contraction पे पकड़ लिया, ठीक है, सेम थिंग इधर भी हो रहा है, contraction पे पकड़ लिया, contraction हुआ, S25, what I said is I will just slightly remove this range for, इसको मैं साइड कर देता हूँ टाइम में, ये देखिए, let me zoom this thing, look, so see what is happening here, below the CPR, okay, price should be trading below the CPR, तो ये CPR के नीचे गया, it was not, S25 को टच करने से पहले ही, आफ्टर स्विंग है, ये देखिए ऑलरेडी, अगर आप देखिए S25 को टच करने से पहले ही ये घूम गया, ओके, स्ट्रॉन्ग मोमेंटम एंड यू सी with good volume. So at least it went, but it was unable to break the swing high. Okay, swing high को break करने में नाकामयाब था. It was not able to break your swing high. So again, you might just, अगर ये इसको touch कर देता ना, if suppose if it has touched this thing here, okay, then immediately on the very next candle you might have taken an entry. This being a very big bullish candle, आपका entry miss हो गया. Okay, but now at least you know that this has turned into a rally based rally pattern. Okay, unless and until this particular range breaks out. Okay, क्या है आपका range? आपका range ये था. This was your range. ये range के नीचे अगर closing दे देता है एक भी candle, okay, then you might just we will automatically activate our first setup, which is low risk setup. Okay, फिर आप देखते कि अगर स्टॉप एंड पे जैसे कि सपोज इधर ब्रेक हो जाता है, then फिर हम देखते कि ऐसा कुछ कैंडल बन रहा है जिस पे हम एक रिवर्सल सेटअप ले सकते हैं. ओके, बट यू सी ये हुआ, कंट्रैक्शन हो रहा है, कंट्रैक्शन में S25 टच हुआ विद गुड वॉल्यूम. दिस इज आल्सो सपोर्ट. ओके, ये भी एक कॉन्फ्लुएंस है, गुड वॉल्यूम आया, आपको मिला. At least you know that this can turn out to be a rally based rally pattern. Okay, now here you can take entry or here you can take entry based on wherever you want. Technically either ये entry miss हो गया है based on rally based rally, but you see if you had taken an entry here, I said ना you can, अभी तक आपका ये जो टारगेट है ये अभी तक चल रहा था, you could have trailed this thing here, right? So see, this is actually happening. Contraction S25, right? आपका टारगेट मतलब your entry would have triggered here on a pullback, something like a pullback. Okay. And then you might have just, अगर आप देखिए इसमें I can tell you that entry was triggered, ठीक है, because there is also a concept called developing DPRs, मतलब developing pivots या फिर developing stoppment, but technically we do not like to talk about this thing in the basic sessions because you might get confused. Okay, so to keep things simple, we might just need this particular kind of basic intro, right? So this was the second setup. Okay, आपका entry इधर trigger हो जाता है and stop loss would be S50 or bro, kindly whoever is speaking just please mute or singing specifically. Okay, so yeah, so second setup ka entry would be here, stop loss would be, see next time I hear you, you are out of Irshad. Yeah. So see, your entry would be here, stop loss would be here, or you can even place it below your CPR. Okay, अगर आपको CPR के नीचे प्लेस, वर्जिन CPR के नीचे प्लेस करना था, इधर कर सकते हैं, या S50 closing, because see, remember one thing I said that this is a half probability. Okay, this is a half probability of your confirmation that this particular pattern can turn out to be rally based rally. तो अगर हम half probability पे काम कर रहे हैं, if you are working on half probability, then obviously your risk should be low, correct? So obviously, as I said, stop end में your risk would be always low, but your targets would be much higher. So here is the same case. आपका जो entry था वो ये इधर होता, अगर in case if you, अगर ये स्टॉक जैसे हम बोल सकते हैं कि लेट्स से आप बोल सकते हैं कि इधर ऊपर गया, इधर से नीचे भी तो आ सकता था, राइट? इसको ब्रेक कर देता, नीचे गिरना शुरू हो जाता, पॉसिबल, राइट? दैट माइट बी पॉसिबल, बट आपका stop loss was there to protect you. What is the stop loss? If you see, this is your entry 105.30, 105.3. What is the stop loss? Stop loss here. Almost like 90 paisa. Okay, 90 paisa stop loss. अगर इसके नीचे closing देता, you might just have exited this particular position. But you see, if you have holded this particular position, then what might be your you can say what might be your profits. So this is technically your second pattern, or you can say second setup, CPR contraction or stop and contraction pattern. Okay, ऐसा contraction आपको कभी भी दिखे, then try to spot out if there is something like a rally based rally pattern, rally based rally coming up, or drop based rally coming up, right? First setup में हम drop based rally करते हैं because we are into buying, correct? So this is something like this. So these were the two kinds of stop and setup which we were going to discuss. Third is like not needed because that is riskers setup. So riskers में कुछ नहीं है. It is generally that if a stock is falling, अगर वो तगड़ा गिर चुका है, then obviously you can just wait for like let me show you Nifty ones. Bank Nifty, this is also volatile. Bank Nifty. So third kind of setup is nothing, but see, you can just do that thing there. 3 descending CPR. Third type का जो है ना, वो एकदम ही simple है. Simple rules, because this is a risker's rule, but this is a disclaimer. We would not recommend using third setup because it is only for those who are willing to take additional risk, okay, and gain much more higher profits. Okay, so look, third setup के rules क्या हैं? Simple, only two rules. First, it should have at least 3 descending CPRs. Simple, 3 descending CPRs should be there. इधर आप देखेंगे 1, 2, 3. No, but if you consider this 1, 2, 3, yes. So your entry would be somewhere here. Okay. Now second rule is it should break S25. Okay, and then any subsequent candle should close above S25. Simple. मतलब अगर आप रिस्कर हैं तो इधर आप देखेंगे ये नीचे आया, S25 तोड़ा, जैसे ही इसने तोड़ा आप एंट्री ले सकते हैं with a stop loss of S50, or yes, with a stop loss of S, because this is S25, so S50 का stop loss ले लेंगे, and you can trail it until and unless you get your targets on the next day. ठीक है, R25 इधर नहीं हुआ, इधर नहीं हुआ, इधर हो गया, R50 you should close your positions here. This is for Bank Nifty. Okay, let me check anything. 1, 2, 1, 2, 3. Yes, again this is also a good setup. ये देखिए 1, 2, 3. Okay, now see, इधर प्राइस टच ही नहीं किया. Okay, टच करने से पहले ही वो CPR का सपोर्ट लिया and target hit. Okay, so these are not like, इसमें RRs are very inconvenient or very inconsistent, because as I said, this is very you can say only for riskers, right, who are willing to take risk. They can like go and take take this particular opportunity to their optimum use. If you see this also 1, 2 overlapping, 3. Okay, 1, 2, 3. What happened? Coming down, coming down, coming down. S25 hit. Take an entry here. Either. But ultimately, this might have taken a stop loss on the third day. Okay, third day पे contraction हो रहा है. देखिए, I said ना, अब देखिए contraction हो रहा है. इधर आपको contraction दिख रहा है. After a rising, you can see contraction. So definitely you should understand that अगर ऐसा कोई contraction आ रहा है बीच में and you see this kind of base forming up, right? You should be very focused or like alert that this might also form a draw pattern, and that's what it is forming. It might also be that it can also form drop based rally. But drop based rally के लिए I told you we have one good setup, that is setup one, low risk setup. Okay, so why to use this third setup and like give stop loss to market when you can just literally save your stop losses? Or I should not even call them stop loss, because ₹1 75 paisa 65 paisa are not even like, are they even stop losses? You only say, right? They are not stop losses, correct? So you can consider that. Targets are already huge. Around somewhere you are getting blue chips, may you are getting 2-3% in a matter of like how many, 1 or 2 days max, correct? So, and imagine the kind of trades you can get in one particular month. Okay, so practice this particular setup and tell us your reviews, how you're getting it, how matlab, what are your like findings on this particular thing, and how you are able to carry on your trades. Now, this was all about the theory part. Okay, now we as a practitioners of pivot are like we just sorted this thing out because we practiced this thing a lot. So we kind of made this thing as a semi-automatic thing. Okay, why I'm calling it a semi-automatic fancy word, it is simply because uh, your entire filtration of stocks, okay, you need not like look every chart or every script manually, correct? We would just look in with some scanners or screeners which are readily available in various groups chartings, okay? But here we have whatever I told you. According to that, we have formulated a particular screener which is like free, okay, no charge, etc. We are not into like business of selling anything, right? Everything is for free, but also with a disclaimer that it is only for educational purpose. Okay, not for, not any trading recommendations or nothing like that. Remember that thing. Only for your help to filter out things and save your analysis time. Okay, so this is all about this. Now I will show you some kind of sheet. So this is like my Excel sheet. This is the Excel sheet. TCS on 29th November. Okay, I will look into this. देखते हैं इसको. Okay. So see, this is what we have created as a simple, देखिए daily pay set है, ठीक है? So what is this actually? This is your Nifty 500 stocks. That is Nifty, Nifty 50, Nifty 100, Nifty 200, Nifty 500. Everything is included in this particular Excel sheet. It is your CMP. These are your resistance levels. These are your support levels. Okay. These are turned green because price is currently trading in this particular zone. So we can look out for any buying opportunity. Okay. So simply what I can do is I can go here. अगर मेरे को filter करना है तो I would just go by color, light green. These are all the stocks which are there for buying opportunities, right? In सब में buying दिख सकती है. Now, as I said, this is like a interactive session. You can select any 5 stocks of your what do you say, of your choice, and tell me any 5 stocks. First 5 would be welcome. So any 5 you can tell. बताइए.
Yeah, Mukul, let's start with the HDFC Life.
मुकुल भाई नौकरी नौकरी
HDFC Life second क्या है?
नौकरी नौकरी
नौकरी. थर्ड बोलिए. शीट दिखा देता हूँ वापस. No, bro, you have to speak.
Maruti.
Okay, Maruti. Maruti third done. More two. Quick.
Dr. Reddy,
Was it? It was there.
Dr. Reddy, yeah, it is there.
Okay, Dr. Reddy.
Then Kotak
And
Bank.
last one. Okay, Kotak. Kotak Bank, right? Done. Okay, so it's done. I will show you this thing on. Sorry, this thing on charts. Okay. First one was HDFC Life. Let's see. Was it there in the sheet? So see, this is HDFC Life chart. Daily two. So HDFC Life is yet to like come to this particular point. If you see, it's still to like it can come more down till, because this will change on Monday. So maybe Monday this will shift higher. That is why the sheet is showing you that it might just fall into the buying zone. Okay, because the shift is almost upper on the upper hand. So this might shift on a higher note. Okay, depending upon the opening of the stock. So you might just keep a track on this particular thing. तो इसमें तो अभी के लिए entry नहीं है. Second was Maruti. Maruti was already, I guess, entry. Yeah, entry was given. We took an entry somewhere here. Was given. Entry was given. But let me just check. So see again, if you see 1, 2, 3, 4. Okay. Then what happened here? We took a riskless entry here because there was also some pivot analysis. वो अभी part 1 में था. If I show you this thing here. So if you see this thing there, we देखिए the good volume also it bounced back. So we were aiming like what is it? This is also a pivot. Almost here. RSI भी बताऊं तो oversold था. So there were multiple confluences why we took this trade. First, because see this is kind of RSI moving up, okay, and price flattening out, okay. Second, it is almost near to its previous week low, okay, previous week ke low pe hai, and price has not already taken it out. So we just had a what do you say, low risk setup entry. If I switch on the stop and now, you would see it yourself. ये देखिए, इधर टच किया, we just took an entry with a stop loss of this. So अगर कल भी अगर in case market opens down, okay, then also we can wait till this particular close 6935. If closes any hourly candle closes below that, you might just exit. But already target was, if you see, target is already given, right? Let's go target आपको दिखाऊं. Show you why. I show you Maruti. This was actually the target. Entry, stop loss was here. Target R50 पे अगर आपको book करना, ठीक है. But if you check with daily CPRs, then you might see that your actual what do you say, अगर आपने ट्रेल किया होता तो आपका एक्चुअल जो था क्लोजिंग इधर हो जाता, ठीक है, आप इधर ही क्लोज करते तो ऑलमोस्ट मतलब वन एंड द सेम थिंग. How much is 4% of gain in Maruti? Okay, almost the entire move caught. This is like a confluence of pivot and plus this thing. But आप लोग इस पे trade मतलब don't consider this because we will go as per what we discussed. So no setup is currently forming. अभी मारुति अगर नीचे आता है then keep an eye on it. Okay. This might also go into a contraction. Stop and might contract. So keep an eye on it. It might just do drop base drop or it might just reverse from there. Keeping an eye upon everything, right? So let's see अगर कुछ setup आता है. Kotak Bank. Kotak had a fall, I guess, in the previous session. Yes, had a fall, beautiful. Let's see if Kotak is giving us some entry or not. 1, 2, almost overlapping. Let me check this for. This is what I was talking about, developing CPR, right? So see, इसका developing CPR इधर है, okay? So this is 1, 2, 3, almost perfect, ठीक है? और multiple dojis, so we might reverse from here. So अगर आपको entry लेनी होती तो you अभी देखते हैं 1 hour की देखते हैं. I just wanted to show you the developing CPR, कल का CPR कैसा हो सकता है. So 1, 2, 3 already first condition fulfilled है. Let's see. What is the second condition now here? Look, S25 break किया, ठीक है? Stop. It stopped here with good volume, ठीक है? Volume भी अच्छा खासा था. And then अगर ये on the next day, if it takes out this particular level, 1930 consider करो round off, ठीक है? तो whatever the extension is on Monday, okay, according to that, if you're getting a good reversal kind of candle, then you can go in for buying Kotak also, okay. But as of now, there is no confirmation, okay. अभी confirmation नहीं आया है. If you see, भले इसने इधर ऊपर closing दिया है, बीच में close हुआ है. So or it was not able to even like cross S75. अगर so cross भी कर लेता ना, then also your first setup might have triggered because ये zone में आ जाता है 75 और 100 वाला, ठीक है. इसके ऊपर क्लोज होता है 75 पे और ये आपका स्टॉप लॉस होता है. You can see by almost like थोड़े से चूक गया, okay, थोड़ा सा चूक गया, वरना you might have got it. But keep this particular stock on watch list. Okay. If you see RSI, maybe I saw something. I guess yes. Okay. So see this thing here. This thing. What do you see? Anyone?
I said everything.
Yes. So if this particular thing is protected and if you get a signal again, इसका perfect signal क्या होगा? Next day का तो CPR था, उसकी मतलब wait for the next day CPR to show its or give a buy signal and आप उसके बाद कोटक को buy कर सकते हो, ठीक है. So ये आप tracking पे रखिएगा and you can just see how it is performed. This can be a good pick, but for that it has to sustain. But I don't think seeing the current market conditions, because Kotak can fall more, or even if it goes up, market can fall more, right? So at least for now, don't go into anything because Monday should be like next week should be highly volatile. Heavy news flows can come. Omicron can cause like good amount of trouble. So keep your positions in check. Okay. So what was being stuff of that? Head and shoulder structures in Kotak. Not good for long, I guess. Yes, bro. I don't know about head and shoulders, but seeing the chart only, it looks weak. It looks weak. See, fall, consolidation. This might also repeat now. Consolidate, fall, and if you see lower highs and higher lows, right? Higher lows formations. So just by seeing the chart, I don't know about the structure. Head and shoulders, I don't know how it is formed. But just seeing the structures, it looks weak. Okay, this divergence won't work if I'm see directly. This can come up till year 1940 and then again fall, continue the fall. Okay, for that we have like वो आप first part देखिएगा उसमें you can watch out for first part. These are all supports, okay, where Kotak can come now. If 1940 is not taken up, Kotak can come here and here because all these are sorry, candle. All these are virgin CPRs. Check it out. Virgin, virgin. Two virgin CPRs is spotted. Then this is your 1710. Ultimately, Kotak can come down at least. What is the price now? 1920, almost 200 points more. So keep this thing in check. Now, beautifully, if you see, has taken out this particular structure, right? So as of now, don't go into buying anything because Nifty is sell on rise until and unless we break 550 600. But that too, अगर वो भी break होता है, then also you might have resistance or the grip might be in the hands of bears unless and until you take out 7880 or 7920, right? So that is not the topic. Let's see what is the next. We saw Kotak, Dr. Reddy, and Naukri. Okay, these two are left. Dr. Reddy. Okay, so this is something like my positional trade. I will remove this. Dr. Reddy. Let us see the stock and down. Okay, so this is also in our buying range now. Multiple dojis. Okay, 1, 2, 3, perfect resistance higher. So we will wait for any reactions from it. ये देखिए, in front of your eyes. Look, 75 to 100 के range में आया, but it closed up. So entry was given around S50 here. Okay, S50. The stop loss of this, or even you can keep a stop loss of this if you are worried. But this can work out good because even if it is taking out a stop loss, then also it is fine. Okay. But you see, consolidated and then good breakout. Ultimately, आपका target इधर आया ये particular day. इधर भी book कर सकते थे, right? You might have booked here, but considering the CPR, does not taken out the CPR. So until and unless वो इधर close देता, आप इधर भी ले सकते. But again, this is your entry point, so you must have waited. So ultimately, आपका target इधर ही आ रहा है, okay? It's coming here on, or not even here. If you see, not close about R50. ये देखिए ये वापस ऊपर चला गया, R100 के क्लोज भी नहीं आया. Next day almost, yeah, so your exit is here. Perfect exit is here. This, and then you can see close over, you exit this particular. So देखिए from here to here, how much? 4.5%. Okay, very free 4.5%. I think you have to plus oversold. ये देखिए, this is very important. Oversold, 3 descending CPRs. Okay, formation coming up here. Entry 75-50 पे जहाँ पे भी मिलती है. Stop loss, previous level, and then trail it for your targets. You see, this is around 4th or 5th live example which I'm showing. Nothing like anything which is being formed up. Okay, you can see what is your stop loss. अगर मैं आपको इस पे RR भी दिखा दूँ, if I show you the RR here, okay, here was your entry. What is your stop loss? 0.61%. This was your exit somewhere. Okay, 4.5%. What is the RR? 1:7. Very free trade. Okay, very free trade. Stop loss hit भी हो गया, then also no issues because not it is not even going above 1%, right? People talk about 1%, but this particular pivot stop hunt is not even taking stop loss more than 1%, right? So you can just consider this thing too. Now Dr. Reddy is coming on to this thing. 1, 2, 3, but you see resistance. It took resistance here. So we will wait for next day developing extension. अगर उधर से आपको कोई reversal का chance मिलता है, look out for अगर let's say suppose this comes here and if you get some candle like some sort of that particular candle, okay, then you can just go in with your buy trade. So keep Dr. Reddy's on your watch list too. It is still to come in your buy range. Okay, and last is Naukri. So look, this particular thing. Entry is already triggered here. Okay. Now अभी तक stop loss hit नहीं हुआ. If you see, till now stop loss is not good. It is consolidating, going on consolidating, and this is being validated by your contraction. Okay. But again the same thing. Look, structure can, but this if this has a good volume na any day, next day Monday Tuesday अगर volume अच्छा दिख रहा है, you can go for a buy. You can go for a buy. Okay. So we will also wait because you see these are all going flat as of now. So almost a flat side momentum. But entry was already here. So 5825. It is yet to give a stop loss. ये देखिए stop loss किधर? Hit ही नहीं हुआ, ठीक है? 5,800. No closing above that particular. Let's see Monday को क्या होता है. Monday, Tuesday भी keep this 5,800 noted. Not 5,800, but exactly what is this? 5797, 5798. उसके नीचे closing होना चाहिए. So let's see आता है क्या, ठीक है? You can track this particular stock. And let's see if we get the target or not. So keep this thing on watch list too. If you want to check this thing with pivots, let me check this thing with pivots. Okay, so it's a bearish GPZ, perfect reversal chain. So you can see entirely consolidated. Okay, so technically this should be a good area for safes who want to play safe. They can enter here at 5970 with a stop loss of 5825. Okay, and they can initially get to their first target here, first target almost pivot, and then up. But this particular thing will change. Okay, this will completely change because this is a weekly CPR. So ये Monday को change हो जाएगा. Let us check for monthly ones. What is monthly telling you? Monthly is telling you there is more room for your so see this thing. Similarly, bearish GPZ, weekly bearish GPZ था, monthly bearish GPZ था, trend is too much bearish. Okay, so keep a check here. Agar if you want like in a daily view, right? Then you can have a look here. What is happening? Lower high, higher low. Okay, so this is not a good script to like go long. And daily पे भी देखिए, it is still not price. Pull back था, it is being sell. So watch out for this particular script here. A good buying point according to pivot would be this particular thing. This might reverse from either previous month low or either from this particular thing. 5513. Keep a watch here. Okay, keep a watch here. Or on the stop end, whichever setup is showing you a first signal of buy, right? If stop end is showing you buy on Monday or Tuesday with a proper confirmation, then even you can go for a buy. Okay, because if we just connect this particular two dots, roughly I'm connecting it. And also it might give you some breakout type. Breakout type. So it can go for a breakout, but stop and will confirm you that. Okay. Monday or Tuesday, if it is going for a breakout, stop and will confirm you for sure. So you can track that particular thing. I guess all 5 are done, if I'm not wrong. Yes. Kotak done, Dr. Reddy done, Maruti done, Nobody done, HDFC Life done. Okay, I will take ATGF2. Total gas. Yeah, so this is also yet to come in a buy range, but no, Adani Total Gas is not working. For time लगेगा. But you see, missed. No entry was. This is almost पूरा consolidation में है stock. If you see from around 11th of November, okay, almost 1 month on a call. It is showing you a contraction. So as of now, daily पे तो नहीं दिखा रहा है, maybe weekly या monthly पे हो सकता है ये, अगर मैं आपको दिखा दूँ. Maybe, I'm not sure. Yeah, weekly पे, sorry, yeah, weekly पे देख लीजिए. Almost flat, okay. Weekly is also almost flat. Look, almost flat. So we'll wait. कल इसके extension वापस change होंगे. Mostly ये और भी flat ही रहेगा. So let's see how it turns out. Let's see. Almost you see this stock has a history of consolidation and then break. But this is very manipulative stock, right? Keep that thing in mind. Consolidation break, consolidation, itna lamba consolidation, then a break, then consolidation, then again it might go breaking. Okay, but don't trade on this particular stock. I personally don't like ADG Total Gas. You can go for Adani Green or Adani Enterprise also, or Adani Power is also. because you can see the volumes. Okay, very inconsistent. Purely you can see this operator driven, not your cup of tea. Null path, as one person asked me last talk. Yeah, so this also you can keep on watch on Monday for Monday if you're getting an entry. You see one candle, both targeted because it is a contraction. So we will just okay. This is a mother. See, okay. This is something like coming up for our second pattern. See, ये देखिए ये आपका this is your okay, and then a consolidation is going on. Same pattern. ये देखिए. Remember this pattern? अभी हमने discuss किया था. Okay, so remember this pattern. ये देखिए S25 trading below. If it goes above or like now, if you get again Monday का कोई contraction होता है, if you get a chance to pick it up near year or year this price, then at least go with some quantity. This might break up further. This might ये फटेगा शायद. Okay, this might do rally based rally. So keep this stock in mind. Good. Who was this? Who suggested? Popo M2. I don't know. What's your name, bro? Can I know your name? If you're okay with that. Popo M2. Srinidhi. Okay. Right. So yeah, thanks for suggesting this particular stock. See, technically you can see. Okay. ये देखिए. Price जो था at least 3 ascending CPRs. 1, 2, 3. Then consolidation of CPRs going on. So keep this stock in your mind now. This can break. This has given you a signal. Almost, I think, yes. It is a signal here. It might now it is a signal here that it might turn into rally based rally. Let's see if it goes out the same way. Okay. Only thing is, if it closes below this particular range, that is below 3635, any closing below this can impact things more severely, and this then it will fall into setup one. Okay. But until and unless this range is saved, you can rally base, rally or something. Right? So keep this stuff in mind. Okay, guys. So I guess this was something valuable for you. Correct. And now I will just keep 15 minutes time frame for any doubts if you have, and we will wind up by 11. Yeah, so you guys can go on. You have any doubts?
Yeah, hi Mukul. So Mukul, the indicator which you have used, the SH, the stop hunt, is that publicly available or is created by you?
It is publicly available. It was there even. We actually had initiated this particular thing in 2020. You can search in FTU also by the name Stopint. Okay. There is a name Ganesh Stopint, but I guess that would not be available. If okay, no issues. I will just forward the script to the group admin, or you can just contact me also if you want it. But okay, no issues. You can contact that admin. I will just post it there. Okay.
Sure,
Or
Mukul, thanks.
whatever
Yeah,
you feel fine.
yeah, Mukul, I think should be, if you are able to give it to admin, so it will be helpful to all the
Sure.
people.
Yeah, resources would definitely be shared there. After every webinar, I share the resources there, so you
Yes.
can collect from there. Okay.
Sure, Mukul. Yeah, thank you so much.
Yeah. And share the indicator link. Okay, sure, I will do that too. See, indicator is, understand one thing, guys. Indicator is something like a support you have to train your eyes first, right? You have to train your eyes. You have to go into multiple practice because you saw that this particular setup is capable of picking up literally bottoms, right? Literally your bottom entries. So you can imagine. And see, other, I have also seen various telegrams or various Twitter handles who are like picking up bottoms, right? But have you seen their stop losses? Huh? Have you ever seen their particular stop loss? They are putting a stop loss of around 5%, 10%, correct? And they are giving you it as a swing pick, okay? But with this particular setup, at least you have a roadmap, right? This can be like a rally based rally. If not, then we will, if fails, then also you have nothing to lose because hardly it does, even less than 1% is your stop loss, correct? अगर मैं इसका अभी भी दिखता हूँ आपको, what is the stop loss here? You can yourself see this thing there. Look, when I consider this thing, how much is your stop loss? Below 1%. Okay, below 1%. So this is why this particular setup I kept it for part 2 because you guys can get a hang of this particular thing. Correct? There are many high beta stocks. If you like watch this thing out here, look, if you watch this thing out here, there are many high beta stocks. There are many high beta stocks. Like see, you can also decode sectors here. ये देखिए, consumer goods. I'm not sure if I just okay. Actually, I don't have my toolbar right now because I'm sharing it from the screen. But it's no issues. You can just but you can see this thing here. ये देखिए, Pharmas 1, 2, 3, 4, almost Cipla, Epic Collabs, right? Then Glenmark, Dr. Reddy's, then Iris, almost almost pharmas are dominating here, right? Nifty Pharma or the index itself is in stop hunt, right? That is near to its R25. What do you say? Yeah, R25, right? R25, R50 level, S25, S50 levels. So this can give a break till here also. These everything will change, right? In the coming time, in the coming day. Then even you can see reality, Shobhas on Tech, Lease, then Inox Leisure, Crompton, ATGL, Adani Total Gas, Lalpat Labs. Okay, it was here, right? I did not see. Supla. Okay, so everything. Paint industries are also here. Berger Paint, Asian Paint. Because crude is crashing, right? Crude crashed, so it is good for the raw materials, logically. The G shipping, Hudson, everything you can see this thing here, right? ये देखिए, ZS, Zydus well already also. So almost you can see farmers are dominating everywhere, right? And then second sector, which I can see is consumer goods. Like almost people seeing this thing, you can have a view that people are like switching to defensive sectors, more defensive sectors, right? Healthcare services, then consumer good, farmers, financial services, right? These all are like a sort of defensive sectors. So might be we can just fall further or like Omicron is not done yet. It has just started. So we can like it is just a nostalgic feeling. Same time, like 2 years back, COVID also started like this in the month of December. But this time we at least have a upper hand, right? On we know the situations, we know the scenarios, so we might not face that kind of severity. But then too, you guys should take care and wear your mask, keep social distancing. Right? Then even we have live alerts. I cannot show you that thing right now, but during live market also, if any stock is triggering your support levels, then you might get a live alert on your Telegram too. That is also like we created this to charting. Okay, so that is also like possible. So you can just see that thing out anytime when you want. So we even have scanners for the same. Okay, so like I will share that with admin also, so you can just collect that thing with him. Rest everything is front of your eyes. Practice the setup and let me know how it is working out for you. Okay, so still 6 minutes are left. If anything else, you can just let me know.
Mukul, one final question from my end. So Mukul,
Yeah, sure.
you have shown the entire session for 1 hour time frame. So what about the positional? Can we switch to daily time frame and then the concept will remain the same?
Yes. See, wait, I will show you this thing. I said now, okay, basically we are working upon it will take 1 or 2 minutes to just load. By that time,
Yeah, sure, no problem. Mukul. I think this will be very good for the working people who are not able to monitor continuously.
yeah, sure. I hope this is loaded. This will not show me the time. I can just check it once. Okay. See, Dabur. Okay, Dabur is showing consumer good. I'll show you 2-3 examples here. Yeah, I
sure.
guess this is loaded. So Dabur, Sun
Sun
Pharma,
Pharma.
again see. Uh, let's see Dabur MCX page. I will show you 1-2 examples on
I think
weekly.
yeah, Mukul, one should be sufficient.
Okay. No, I have to look for the setup also. If there is any setup coming up. See, so this is for weekly. So simply I will go to the indicator. If you want to avoid the noise, then you can use 4 hours, or even you can go to 1 day time frame also. That is okay. So look, okay, we will see weekly CPRs now, or you can even keep the combinations of. Technically, on daily you cannot see daily CPRs, so we will see weekly CPRs also. So have a look. Tower is on weekly, so almost like a support, almost like a double bottom thing. Okay, and also stock tried to breach this thing. So technically your entry was triggered here. 570. Let me turn on the labels. Last value. Okay. So technically on the basis of first setup, see at least 3 descending CPRs. So one overlapping third. So mostly ये जो current week का होगा ना will come around this particular thing. So you have 1, 2, 3. Okay. But you see early indication is being given here. So until and unless you get a daily closing below 570, let's say 570 round figure, or 571.50 to be very precise, this stock can do this target to 622. Okay, because this has given an entry here, 577.15. If I show you the RR here, %, stop loss, and almost 7. RR is 1:8, 1:7, 1:8. Okay, so even if stop loss goes, hardly it is like 6 rupees stop loss. So
Yeah, perfectly. Yeah.
positional trade, that is nothing, nothing, right? Even it can, you can target till here. That will depend like how it is moving up. Okay,
Yeah, perfectly.
you can keep
Yeah.
Yeah.
Thank you so much, Mukul.
just for convenience. We're checking. Even Sun Pharma, you see. Okay, Sun Pharma has 3 descending CPRs, right? It already has. See, actually, we are seeing missed entries because this is a weekly CPR. So technically, it has started here, right? So already the move is given here. So next CPR can be somewhere here. 1, 2, 3, close. Yeah, so definitely it is going to be a lower value CPR somewhere here. Okay, developing CPR somewhere here, and yes, you entry is being triggered here. ये देखिए, अगर इधर से कोई hammer या कुछ होता है, because now see one thing here also, why I do not use daily, even on this particular thing, I prefer 4 hours. That also has a reason, because see, you get to see specific reversals here. Okay, see, this is a strong reversal. So at least I could have entered here or place a stop loss, or I would wait for a re-entry here, because weekly है ना, तो re-entry आता है ठीक है, वरना you can go in with your stop loss. Okay, or stop loss would be here 533, entry would be here 542, or even here or here. Okay, depending upon the scenario. So Sun Pharma also you can look out. Only reason for not using daily is because you see these are complete candles, right? जब तक वो move आएगा, you might miss that particular. It is showing you this thing here, but 4 hours you can see it more clearly, right? Just for sake of this particular candle. This. So let's
Fine,
see
Mukul.
how it works out.
Fine,
Good
Mukul.
evening.
Thank you so much.
Mukul bhai, good evening.
क्या?
Good evening, Mukul bhai.
Good night
Mukul
हो
bhai,
गया.
session अभी बाकी है थोड़ा. ये सेशन 1 का रिकॉर्डिंग मिलेगा?
Yes, that you can. आप एडमिन से बात कर लीजिए या FTU चैनल YouTube पे सर्च कीजिए, आपको मिल जाएगा.
Yeah, it's already there, brother, on FTU YouTube channel.
Yeah.
कौन सा चैनल? FTU में, FTU YouTube चैनल.
Yeah, just go
Yeah,
to just go to the our Telegram channel also. It's already, the link is already there. Or in case just go to YouTube and just search FTU.
We'll post the links also. No worries. We will again post the links. As it is वो आएगा तो हम आपको link post कर देंगे, ठीक है? So keep Sun Pharma also on watch. It can blast. Pharmas can do good. Okay. Especially labs, Lalpat Labs, Metropolis. Let me check Metropolis too, if we are getting something. Because remember one thing, during the previous COVID time also, the most profitable, or you can say the rags to riches, were mostly your testing labs, right? Because that's where everything will start. So Lalpat अच्छा है. It's very good that we keep a definite watch on Lalpat Labs, and even Metropolis. Let me check this thing one minute. Rally. No, this has taken down, but you see, trading below CPR, one confirmation. Okay, look, this is weekly CPR, but ये देखिए, again, same structure in labs. If I switch this off for a minute, just have a look. Rally, okay, high. This is swing high, and this is the mother candle. If you see this thing here, yeah. Currently, again, it turned up, right? Let's see now it's stopping. What is actually doing? Let's see, perfect 25. I guess the shift has taken place due to weekly abnormal moves here. Okay, the shift has taken upside and contraction has taken downside, but you see, it was not able to take down R50. Okay, multiple dojis, as I said, multiple dojis, again reversal. So now this can also turn out to be a rally based value. But remember, this we are checking on weekly time frame, right? So the targets might be big for this one, right? So keep this thing in check. Above this, it can blast. Again, it's a lab stock. Okay, so keep this thing in mind now. It's for daily PPI. Let us check this thing on daily. Banana rally. Yeah, I cannot spot this thing as mine. Spot out. But you see contraction here. देखिए. Spot it. Contraction happened here. Okay. Look. Fall. Contraction. And then it is. So your entry was basically here. ये देखिए. This is entirely. This you can also call it as multi-time frame analysis, right? This is a structure of weekly, but to pinpoint your entry, see, 1, 2, this was not a contraction, but this is a perfect contraction, this, and then you can see the blast, right? You can see the blast, expansion. So weekly maybe we saw that it can just blast. So keep this thing on in your watch list also. Right, guys? So I hope we can just end the session here. I hope this was something valuable for you. Do let me know how it is going with you all. Right?
Sure, Mukul. Thank you, Mukul, for taking time out and for the wonderful session.
Sure. Actually, the thing is, I was waiting for a particular like down move in the market, and because see, this is when where we can actually pick up the actual setup. Like when I say that this particular setup is capable of spotting bottoms, then this is the right time to spot bottoms, right?
Yeah,
This is the
definitely.
ultimate time to spot bottoms.
Definitely,
So
there's
do
a
not
panic.
miss out.
Yeah, definitely, Mukul. There's a panic in the market, and this is the right time to start
Yeah.
with the positional trade.
Yeah, actually, but still don't hop on. We are yet to settle, right?
Yeah, definitely.
Still,
Definitely.
the market is still on rise mode, so we are definitely like about to fall more. But I would not like to talk about this. Let's discuss because we also caught like this particular pivot setup only caught an entire down move of Nifty on your this particular last previous trading day. Okay, so see, pivots are simple. The only thing is if you're willing to like master this particular setup with time, then these are enough to give you an overall view in terms of with or I can say with a view of pivots, right? आप pivots के जरिए आप पूरा का पूरा market structure study कर सकते हैं. And if you're willing to like master it up, it is free of cost, right? Everything is freely available. You can contact us if you need some support, or the FTU admin. We are always available in FTU to like not much active there, but you can post your questions there. We will try to answer whenever we are free. But you can yourself see, right?
Yeah, sure, Mukul. So Mukul, one final question. So the Excel sheet which the Google Doc which you are showing, is that really available to the FTU member, or is there any chart
No,
link?
no,
Is there
that is
any?
not any kind of. Yeah, that is no sort of member type like thing. But Excel, I cannot provide, but I will see if we can just develop it,
Yeah,
because
Mukul, no need to provide the Excel. If there is any charting indicator, that should suffice.
uh, yeah, we have the charting indicator. In fact, we have a whole dashboard, right?
I
EOD
think that,
dashboard where you can
yeah,
find
yeah.
this thing.
So that is sufficient, Mukul.
Okay, no issue.
Yeah, sure, yeah.
I will send that. Uh, Let me check if I have my chart. Logged in. I'm not logged in. But we have our entire dashboard here. I will send that to the admin. You can just contact.
Fine, Mukul.
If you want, if you
Mukul, take your own time. I think this is
yeah,
already
sure.
getting late. So you might have missed your dinner. So we can log out.
No, actually, this is like normal for me. I have like another 2 which is lined up after this.
Okay.
Okay. So on a closing note, I would just like to tell, if you are willing to like work upon the setup, then everything is free. We are not like anything like YouTubers or something like that. अगर आपको चाहिए, you can contact the admin or something like that, and we even have live alerts for this. So, but for that, we have only one condition. You should at least post at least 10 to 15 charts of your trades on stop, and then only we can give you that. Because see, we don't have any like anything that आपको दे सकते हैं. But the only thing is, it can prove to be destructive for someone who is like casually asking it only for collections, right? If you're sincerely working, then it's the best thing you will ever like get. If you are a job going person, it's like a megaphone for you. The moment it touches the support region, you will get a simple telegram alert. You can just open that particular chart and see if it is forming the like good setup. Take an entry, leave it. That's it.
Sure, Mukul. We'll definitely try.
Yeah. For this Excel, I will just try if we can just share a web link of this. Okay, I will try, because if you see this has almost every time frame, so we'll surely have a look upon this. If
So
we get some
Excel,
good response, if people
yeah,
are
yeah.
like willing to, then
Fine, Mukul. But Mukul, I will prefer don't share the Excel. It might be misused by the other people who are the seller. So it's better to have a chart link dashboard.
yeah, we'll provide that. No issue.
Yeah, sure. Sure, Mukul. Thank you so much.
Yeah, welcome. Okay, guys. So I hope this was something very valuable for you. Practice. Let us know what is your experience on FTU, or either to me or the admins, right? So that we know that was our delivery fruitful or not. This is the best time where you can catch many stocks. It is like a big billion day sale in the market. Don't go into panic modes. Even if the market is falling more 1,000 points from here, it is like a big billion day sale. Remember this thing. Big billion day sale for you, unless and until we are like crossing the like 16,000 or breaking even further, then there is something to look out for. But again, this is like a big billion day sale. You even have budget coming up. So, and as the market says, before Christmas, there is generally a Santa rally. Okay, Santa comes in and buys everything. I don't know how, but let's see. Hope for the best. So use this particular setup, fetch bottoms, and grow your portfolios much higher. Right. On that note, thank you everyone. I will just stop the recording here, and good night. Have a good week.
Thank you, Mukul. Bye bye.
Good night. Good night.
Good night. Good night.